Hello everyone, welcome back to the Force Galaxy. Hope you all are doing good and enjoying this asynchronous epics videos. So in today's video we will going to discuss about the batch epics. So what is batch epics and why there is a need of batch and how it is differ from the normal epics classes. We will discuss everything in this video. So let's start. The batch epics in Salesforce is designed to process the large number of data. As the name suggests, batch. Here the data is divided into the small batches of record and then the processing is performed on these small batches. So using the batch class, we can process our records asynchronously in batches. The common example is like if there is a condition or a requirement to clean the data of particular object and that object can have records more than 50,000, that is more than a normal governance limit. So in this scenario what we'll do, we usually create a batch class. So what happens, the data will be fetched out and it is divided into the small batches and then on these small batches all the processing is done. It can be deletion or any updation as per our requirement. Let me first give you an overview on batch class, how it look like and how it is different from the normal epics classes, and then we will move to our screen and perform one example using the batch class. So here in the batch class, one interface is implemented which makes it differ from the normal epics classes, and this batch class include three functions. Number one is start, number two is execute, and the last is finish. So all three function has its own functionality. Like the first method, that is start, is used to return the number of records or the query which we perform on any object. Now the second execute method is used to perform the logic what we want to perform or what we want to perform on our records. And then our last finish method is used to perform the post processing operations. So now let's move to our screen and see an example using the batch class. So this is a batch class, example of a batch class. So here as you can see, one interface is implemented, that is database.batchable, and including the three methods. So here as you can see, this class contains the three methods and they are necessary to be included in the batch class. So the number one is start and this contains one parameter. Now the second is execute. This method contains the two parameters, and the last one is finish. This method also contains one parameter. So now let's discuss all these functions one by one. So the number one is start. So this method is called at the starting of a batch job. This is to collect the data on which the batch job will be operating. So what we usually do in this method, we make query on an object on which we want to do some processing, and then the records are returned from this method. So this function is having two types of return type. One is database.queryLocator and the another is iterable. So here as you can see, the two types are database.queryLocator and the another is iterable. The database.queryLocator is used when we want to bypass the governor limits, that is if we want to process the records more than 50,000 in a one query, and we use iterable if we want to enforce the governor limit, that is if the records are more than 50,000, then it will throw an exception because it will going to enforce the governor limits. So now let's come to the second method, that is the execute. So here as you can see in the parameter, one list of a subject is passed. So this list contains the records which are passed from the method start. So here this method used to perform an operation on the records which we have fetched from the start method. So here the processing is done on the basis of batches, that is here the records are divided into the batch or chunk, and the default size for each batch or chunk is 200. Suppose 1000 total number of record is 1000 which are fetched in the start method. Now the 5 chunks will be created, each of 200, and these 5 chunks will be processed as per the conditions or the criteria which we have used or which we put in the execute method. So now the last method or the third method is the finish. So this method is called at the last or in the end. So since this is called in the end, so it is responsible to perform all the post processing operations such as sending an email. Suppose I have 5 batches. Now after all the 5 batches are completed, all the processing for 5 batches is completed. Now at the last, this finish method will be executed, and if the logic of sending an email is written in this method, then it will send an confirmation mail. So this is an overview how a batch class look like, what function it contains and what interface is implemented in this. Now let's perform one simple scenario on using this batch class. So my scenario is to update all the opportunities with status closed. So in the first method, that is in the start method, I will going to query on the opportunity where is closed is equals to true, and this query I will going to return here in the function database.queryLocator. So here we will have to add get query locator. So this function will going to return my query, and all the records are collected in this list of opportunity records. So here now this list contain all the records which are passed from the start method, and now processing is done on this list of records. So here, as I want to update my description, so perform simple loop and update all the opportunities. So here I will check whether my list is empty or not. If it is not, then I will update the list of opportunities. So in the second method, I have performed all the logic which I want to perform on the records of opportunity. So here we are completed with our batch apex, simple batch apex. In this class, what we have done, we have fetch out all the opportunity with this particular status, and then perform our logic in the second method. And in the third method, if we want that any email to be sent that my batch is completed or anything else, then we can do all the operation in the last finish method. Now here the question comes to how to run this batch class. Now let's see how we can do this. Now from the anonymous window, first we create the instance of our batch class, and then we will going to call the database.execute batch function, and in this function we will going to pass one parameter, that is the instance of our batch class. Now here the second parameter is optional. In the second parameter, what we pass the size of our chunk. Initially by default the chunk size is 200, but if we want to modify it that the each chunk or each batch should contain this number of record, it can be 100, 200. So we can pass the size of our chunk in the second parameter of this function. Now the here point come, what is the minimum and the maximum size of this chunk. So the minimum size for the batch apex in Salesforce is 1, and the maximum is 2000. So now let's run this. So now I can monitor my batch apex from the apex job. Here, as you can see, total number of batches processed is 1, and the success is 1, and the failures are 0. So my batch is successfully processed, all the logic whatever I have performed here. So from in apex job we can monitor the status. Hope this example help you in understanding the batch class. And now let's discuss how we can schedule our batch class. Now if yes, there can be a requirement that I want to run my batch class on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or at a fixed interval of time. So now in this scenario, what we will do, we will schedule our batch class, and now let's see how we can do this. So this is my scheduler class, and nothing we have to do. We simply need to create instance of our batch apex in the execute method, and then we will going to call a database.execute batch, and in this we will going to pass the instance of our batch class. And now this scheduler can be scheduled as per our need. So this is how we can schedule our batch class. Now let's discuss some points which we need to keep which we need to remember whenever we are working with the batch classes. So as per the first point, 5 batch can be run at a time. And now the next point is in 24-hour maximum limit of batch apex method execution. It is 2,50,000. And then in the next point is, if the query locator have returned the record more than 50 million, then the batch will be immediately terminated or marked as failed. Now the next point is, yes, we can also make call out using the batch. So for making an call out, we need to implement additional interface, that is database.allow callouts. So using this interface, we can make call out using the batch. Now the next is, method declare as a future cannot be called from a batch apex class. From batch apex, future methods cannot be called. Now the next is, every transaction start with a new set of governor limits, making it easier to ensure that you stay within a governor execution limits. Now the next is, if one batch fails to process successfully, all the other successful batch transactions aren't rolled back. If there are 5 batch and in this one batch faces any error or exception, then the other remaining 4 will not be affected and executed successfully. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and for any query, do let me know in the comment section. And in the next video, we will discuss, or I will share some frequently asked questions in the interview, Salesforce interview for the asynchronous apex.